Coming up tonight, a huge rise in people asking for flu shots here in Onondaga County. How is the health services dealing with this rise?
Senate Democrats walk out on 2 cabinet nominees. Tom Price and Steve Mnuchin will not be voted on today. Find out why this could affect millions of Americans.
And the doctor is out. A big change coming to the hit British show Doctor Who leaves fans wondering if a woman will take on the lead role. All that and more coming up on CitrusTV.
Your campus news leader.
Good evening. Our top story tonight, the SU community is giving their full support to the students affected by the new immigration ban. Good evening. I'm Nick Papantonis.
And I'm Jackie Prager. Last night, Chancellor Syverud sent an email telling students the university will protect them.
Syverud says anyone affected by the ban should contact the school and that the school will help them in any situation.
While the chancellor did that, the Student Association voted to make campus a sanctuary. The bill is largely symbolic unless it is signed by the chancellor. SA
President Eric Evangelista says he will give the bill to Syverud the next time they meet.
Police are still on the lookout for the suspect in this morning's shooting. The suspect shot a man in the leg near Schiller Park in North Syracuse. The victim is recovering at Upstate University Hospital while police search for the shooter. The suspect is a black man in his 30s. Anyone who has any information about the case should call Syracuse police. New York State is currently paying $500,000 every year to former lawmakers who were convicted of corruption. Well, residents are going to have a say about that on next year's ballot. The state currently awards pensions to all former lawmakers, even if they are convicted of corruption. The reform has passed in the state legislation 2 years in a row. If voters approve it in November, courts will be able to strip pensions from future cases.
New details tonight on a defense corporation moving its HQ to CNY. Saab Defense and Security is relocating from Virginia to DeWitt. It's part of an agreement that will give Saab a $20 million tax break. The company makes radars for the U.S. Marines and Navy. It says 260 jobs will be created, which is double the size of its current U.S. workforce. Plans to ramp up production are already underway. Mayor Miner is continuing her push back against President Trump. She hosted what she calls a Trump Tuesday discussion this afternoon, meeting with locals, including some in the refugee community. Other cities are holding similar events. Miner hasn't said if Trump Tuesday will become a weekly event. An Amish buggy crashed into a utility pole this morning after its horses became unhinged. It happened in the town of Deerfield in Oneida County. Only 2 of the 4 passengers were injured. One hurt his hips and legs, while the other suffered a minor cut to the face. The horses pulling the buggy ran 2 blocks away and caused a separate car crash.
New data from the New York State Department of Health shows a recent rise in flu viruses. CitrusTV reporter Claudia Bellofatto visited a flu shot clinic today to find out how this data is reflected on campus.
Although the flu season started in October, Syracuse University is still going strong in protecting against the virus. According to data collected by the New York State Department of Health, Onondaga County has seen a recent rise in flu cases. This is the 5th week in a row that widespread activity has been reported. Syracuse University Health Service nurses say they have noticed an influx in students requesting shots after coming back from winter break.
Got strep throat a couple weeks ago, and it's horrible. So it's just the weather change and stuff like that.
Supervising pharmacist from SU Health Services, Michelle Frontal, says the flu shot is especially important for students.
Living in close quarters in dorms and things, flu cases spread fast, so it doesn't protect 100% against the flu, but it does decrease the symptoms of the flu if you were to get the flu.
Along with the flu shot, nurses tell students and staff that plenty of rest, hand washing, and sanitizing are all ways to protect against the flu. I spoke with health service nurses who say that there has not been one concentrated area of sickness on campus, and that all students, faculty, and staff should take precautions to stay healthy. Claudia Bellofatto, CitrusTV News.
And with that temperature just continuing to stay below freezing, really. The flu is actually starting. I've seen people starting to get it around campus.
I know I have 2 roommates who are sick, and so I'm trying to stay as healthy as possible, but hopefully we'll see some better weather than people getting sick. But right now we have Citrus TV weather reporter Gilat Melamed. So Gilat, give us some good news, please.
Well, not too much good news here. Yeah, my roommate too, she had the flu last week, but 27 degrees right now. It's been snowing on and off all day, and that's going to continue into the night. And as we head into February tomorrow, and Sunday's the big Super Bowl game, everybody wants to know what's that going to look like. So stay tuned for my full forecast.
And coming up after the break, Acting Attorney General Sally Yates was fired for refusing to enforce President Trump's immigration ban.
And President Trump promises to lower drug prices after meeting with several company executives today. We'll be right back.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Got a quarter?
You're watching Citrus TV News with Jackie Prager, Nick Papantonis, and Gilat Melamed with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
Welcome back. President Trump has fired the acting U.S. Attorney General.
Trump let go of former Obama appointee Sally Yates as the nation's top lawyer. This was after Yates ordered government lawyers to not enforce Trump's immigration ban.
Yates was replaced by Dana Boente, who will act as Attorney General until Jeff Sessions is confirmed. Sessions was supposed to be confirmed today, but the vote was delayed.
Sessions wasn't the only one who didn't get confirmed today. Senate Democrats boycotted votes for 2 other cabinet picks, delaying confirmation for both the Treasury Secretary nominee Steven Mnuchin and Health and Human Services Secretary nominee Tom Price.
They can do this because all committee members must be present in order for voting to take place. So when Democrats decide not to show up, there can be no vote.
Democrats say they need more information on Price's finances, and they take issue with what they say is, quote, disputably false testimony from Mnuchin. But Republicans are not pleased with the boycott.
We hate people so badly in this country because we differ with them that we can't even do our jobs.
Boycotting Price could also mean a delay in the repeal of Obamacare, one reason Democrats may look into keeping it going.
And the drama doesn't end there. Trump's education secretary nominee may have lifted quotes in her written answers to the Senate Democrats.
Betsy DeVos indirectly quoted Vanita Gupta in a question regarding bullying of LGBT students. In another case, DeVos also appeared to have lifted quotes from the Department of Justice website.
It isn't clear if her aides and staff played any role in answering the questions. DeVos has not released any comments on the allegations.
And in just a couple of hours, President Trump will announce his Supreme Court nominee.
All signs say it's one of two federal judges, Neil Gorsuch and Thomas Hardiman. Both men were transported to Washington in advance of Trump's announcement.
Democrats are waiting to see who the pick will be before deciding whether or not to block it. Although the two men are considered more moderate than the other two contenders, the announcement is scheduled for 8 p.m.
President Trump says he plans to lower drug prices.
And Trump met with leaders of several prominent drug companies at the White House today. Trump promised the companies that he will lower prices of Medicare and Medicaid.
He also said he will name someone as the head of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Two good stories for the LGBT community today. The White House announcing on Tuesday that President Trump will uphold former President Obama's executive order protecting members of the LGBTQ community.
The 2014 order prohibited companies doing work for federal government from discriminating against LGBTQ citizens. Press Secretary Sean Spicer said, quote, President Trump continues to be respectful and supportive of the LGBTQ rights, just as he was throughout the election. And across the pond, the UK has pardoned thousands of men that were convicted under various anti-homosexuality laws years ago.
A new law passed on Tuesday automatically cleared the names of the deceased. It also allows men still living with convictions to apply to the government and have their records cleaned.
Moving overseas, Austria is banning full-face veils in public spaces. Women now cannot wear them in places like courts and schools.
Its lawmakers are also considering a wider ban that would prevent government employees from wearing the headscarf, and supporters say it encourages open communication, but opponents believe it is discriminatory.
France, Belgium, and Germany have also strict veil bans. Canadian police have charged a student for the fatal shooting of 6 Muslims in a mosque in Quebec.
Alexander Bidoussinet now faces 6 counts of first-degree murder and 5 counts of attempted murder. More than 50 people were at the mosque Sunday night when the shooting began.
19 people were injured. 5 of those people are still in the hospital. Vigils have been held across Canada for those injured and killed in the late-night shooting.
And in the Middle East, Iran has launched its first missile since President Trump took office.
A U.S. defense official says the test failed and it posed no threat to the U.S. or its allies.
Many see this as a test of Trump's foreign policy. He was very critical of the Iran deal during his campaign, and this may be Iran's way of seeing what he will do.
Iranian officials say the missiles aren't designed to carry a nuclear weapon. That would mean that they did not violate their deal.
And finally, Deutsche Bank has been fined $630 million for a money laundering scheme.
Investigators say the lender failed to deal with a $10 billion stock trading plan that allowed some of its clients in Russia to improperly move money out of the country and into offshore accounts.
The settlement also requires the bank to bring an independent monitor to review its handling of anti-money laundering laws.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
It's the last day of January, and this is what the weather looked like across the country. Very cold, a lot of 20s in the northern half. LA only hit 50 degrees today, and Miami just got to 70, so definitely cold even down south. Local conditions, we had a lot of snow over the area today in Syracuse. To the west of us a little, not too much snow, but moving over more into the Rochester area, the snow is back, so a little patchy, but snow nonetheless. Waking up tomorrow, 8 a.m., 31 degrees. It's going to be cloudy and feel more like 21 because of those double-digit winds. Looking at our surface forecast for tomorrow, going to be a lot of clouds over the area, and there is some isolated snow patches. Those are going to move around a little, and that's why you're going to have some snow, some breaks, and some snow again. Looking at the rest of tomorrow, 9 a.m., 31 degrees, going to go up to 35 at noon, but don't let that fool you. Really strong winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking ahead, tomorrow is the first day of February, and this is what we can expect. High of 35 for the month, average low of 18. and average days of snow 14.4, so snowing about every other day, pretty similar to what we saw in January. Looking at our 5-day forecast, tomorrow high 35, low 24. Thursday gonna have some snow in the morning with a high of 28. Looking at Friday, gonna take a break from that snow, have some sun. Saturday snow, and then Sunday maybe we'll get a break for the Super Bowl.
So in your words, Miami just hit 70, and that's cold. I
For them,
really,
yeah, it's not that nice.
really wish that we had that. But what is the nicest day here going to be this week? 70 degrees maybe?
Try about 35. It is going to be 35 tomorrow, but you're going to have some snow. So I'm going to say the nicest day is actually going to be Friday when we get some sun in, have a little break from the clouds.
So looking ahead then into that weekend, Super Bowl Sunday, are we going to look for some snow, or will it keep clear from Friday?
So there's going to be some scattered snow showers in the afternoon, which is when a lot of people are going to be heading over to wherever they're watching a game. But by the time you're leaving the party, the snow should stop. So there's the good news there.
Good. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coming up on Citrus TV News, Oprah Winfrey is returning to CBS. Find out which program she will be a part of.
And the Boy Scouts of America have incorporated another progressive policy for their members. All that and more coming up in 90 seconds.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream.
Good job.
Nice
that
job.
I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Jackie Prager, Nick Papantonis, and Gilat Melamed with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
President Trump's recent travel ban has led to backlash from several major companies. Those who have spoken out against the ban include Facebook, Apple, Google, and Twitter. A lot of tech companies have a diverse workforce and have immigrant roots, so the ban could affect their employees. The ban may also turn away potential clients from working with the U.S.
A new report found that wages and benefits for U.S. civilian workers have grown during the last months of 2016. The Labor Department found that total compensation rose between October and December in the past year. In the past year, compensation increased over 2%. Meanwhile, the report says the unemployment rate has fallen nearly 5% as a result of Americans continuing to find more jobs. And have you been traveling to Hong Kong? Well, if you have, you're not alone. For the 7th year in a row, Hong Kong is the top city to travel to, with nearly 27 million people visiting last year. Thailand's capital, Bangkok, is the second most visited city, bringing in more than 18 million visitors. Other cities on the list include London, Singapore, and Paris.
Bad news for Doctor Who fans. Peter Capaldi will be stepping down as the 12th Doctor after the show's next season. Head writer Stephen Moffat will be leaving the show as well, but Capaldi's departure will spark a debate on who the next Doctor should be. Favorites right now are Ron Weasley actor Rupert Grint and the voice behind Paddington Bear, Ben Whishaw. Many fans are calling for a woman or a person of color to take the lead role.
The Boy Scouts of America have adopted a policy allowing transgender boys to be part of the organization. Over the last 3 years, the BSA has adapted more progressive policies to allow gay scouts and leaders into the organization.
This policy aligns with transgender-friendly changes the Girl Scouts have made over the years. The new policy takes effect immediately.
LEGO has launched a kid-safe social network targeting children under 13. The platform is called LEGO Life and works similarly to Instagram. The service allows users to post pictures of their LEGO creations under heavy restrictions to maintain a child-friendly atmosphere. LEGO hopes their new social network will function as a feature hub for all their services.
And Oprah is joining 60 Minutes as a special contributor.
CBS said the TV star will have several stories over the course of the upcoming season. Winfrey says her goal in the show is to find stories that spark real conversations between people from different backgrounds.
This will be the show's 50th season.
Ben Affleck will no longer be directing the upcoming film
The actor decided he wants to fully dedicate his time as the main actor in the film. He released a statement explaining that the role demands focus and passion, so he has decided to find a new director.
Once a director is found, Affleck will continue to produce and star in the film.
Coming up in sports, tomorrow is National Signing Day. We have a look at the commits in the football class of 2017. The SU field hockey team will be hosting a skills camp, and which iconic baseball player is celebrating their birthday today. Find out when we come back in 120 seconds.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. You're gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicole Weaving with your sports. Get ready to meet the newest additions to the Syracuse football team. Tomorrow is National Signing Day. The Orange has 23 players currently committed in the class of 2017. Four-star commit quarterback Tommy DeVito is the only incoming freshman ranked in the ESPN Top 300. DeVito is a quarterback from Don Bosco High School in New Jersey, and he started for the team highlight in the Under Armour All-America game. He will make his decision official at ESPN Studios in Connecticut tomorrow. 6 players, including tight end Ravion Pierce and outside linebacker Nadarius Fagan, have already signed agreements with SU. Dino Babers will introduce the incoming class tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. The field hockey season may be over, but the team is still working hard. Ange Bradley, the Syracuse women's field hockey head coach, will be hosting a winter play day on February 26th. All athletes in grades 7th to 12th are welcome to come and improve their field hockey skills. The skills camp will teach new techniques while practicing the fundamentals of the sport. Ann Bradley has been the field hockey coach at SU for 9 years. She led the Orange to their first national championship in program history in 2015. The past season, the Syracuse was 15-4 and made it to the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament. The play day will run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Manley Fieldhouse. Heading to national sports, Rex Ryan is back at it again with outrageous comments, this time about being fired as the Buffalo Bills head coach. Ryan used choice words when addressing the lack of trust and respect within the Bills organization regarding his firing. In an interview with New York Daily News, he admits to setting expectations too high as a head coach. Ryan is making his television debut on ESPN for NFL Sunday Countdown this Super Bowl weekend. We are just 5 days away from Super Bowl 51. Super Bowl Media Day kicked off in Houston, Texas last night. Various highlights from the night include a passionate speech from Tom Brady about his father and the Falcons offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan almost losing the team's game plans. Additionally, a Tom Brady look-alike spent time at the real Tom Brady booth and played catch with Olympic gymnast Simone Biles. The Patriots also avoided addressing Trump and Deflategate. The Super Bowl will be played on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. In basketball news, the Knicks take on the Wizards tonight in D.C. The Knickerbockers are coming off a loss against the Hawks, a game that went into 4 overtimes. Carmelo Anthony has 45 points in the game. Washington is on a 4-game winning streak, most recently taking down the Pelicans. The Wizards are 5th in the Eastern Conference, while the Knicks are 11th. New York hopes to get its first win in the season series over Washington. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Over to the NHL. All 3 New York teams take the ice tonight. The Islanders take on the Capitals at the Barclays Center, hoping to extend their 2-game winning streak. The Sabres travel to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. Buffalo lost to Dallas on Thursday. The Rangers play the Blue Jackets at Madison Square Garden, coming off a loss against the Flyers at home.
And coming up, Arizona is proposing a law that kids might enjoy. Stay tuned.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And before we say good, and coming up on tonight on OTN, Orange Press Pass, followed by Talking Points at 7 and 7:30. And before we say goodbye, we have to talk about this Arizona law. Lawmakers want to give kids mandatory recess.
They do, and I really hope it passes. I personally think that'd be a cool idea, and everyone should get out. But that's all we have for today. I'm Jackie Prager.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening.